All right, good morning, everybody. I can see that it's cold because the colder it gets, the less people come out. Right? So I could see last night when I woke up in the middle of the night, I could hear the wind and the cold, and I thought, oh, the people are going to stay at home tomorrow morning. Anyway, it won't stop us. Perhaps they've all tuned in, so good morning to everyone who's tuned in to the live stream around the country. My name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint. I'm going to be spending the next 45 minutes with you, and we're going to be going through what this DuePoint business is all about, what the opportunity is all about, and after the presentation you can come speak to me, ask me any questions that you might have. Okay, so let's begin. As you can see, we're actually a division of another company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company in South Africa. We don't share offices with them, but they are just down the road from us here in Randburg. We were founded in 1952, so we've been around for a lot longer than I've even been alive for. So a company that did a lot for the insurance industry through the past few decades. The FSP number that we operate under is that one that you see over there. You'll notice on our website and in our foyer, if you look above the water cooler there, you'll see we've got all these certificates up on the wall. Those are Financial Services Board licenses. So that's fairly important because I think anyone arriving to this presentation, perhaps you've never even heard of this company called DuePoint or Constantia for that matter, because Constantia's never dealt with consumers. They've always dealt with other financial service providers. And you might be thinking, well, I don't really trust this business. So I want you to start building trust. Credibility is very important for us here at DuePoint. Go look at those certificates on the wall. We've got a long and short-term insurance license. We've got our investment license. We've got our FSP license. We are actually on the Joburg Stock Exchange under a group called Conduit Capital. You can go Google the directors in the business, see if they've been up to any shenanigans, see if they've stolen anyone's money. My point is you have to trust this business. If we are going to take a step towards collaboration and partnership, you have to trust this business. So go and make sure that you do the background checks that you need to make sure that you have belief in this business. The managers and executives are these people up on screen. So the first three people over here are registered chartered accountants. Starting with Mr. Brendan Benfield. He's our senior executive. He's got a lot of experience in financial services, particularly insurance, because his father's a professor of insurance. So his father, Dr. Brian Benfield, pretty much got involved in insurance the day he left school, and he's had a lot of success in the insurance industry. He started Clientele Life. He's been the CEO of a number of businesses. He's started businesses in Europe. He's helped found businesses in Australia. And then Brendan and his brother Stuart, they went on to follow in their father's footsteps, and they went on to found a business down the road called Prime Meridian Direct, or PMD, and PMD is now the fourth biggest short-term insurer. I don't think they've even celebrated their 10th year in business. So a lot of insurance and financial pedigree in Brendan. We're very lucky to have him heading up this division. Then Tim and Stacey, they look after all the financial requirements in our business. So the boring stuff like accounting and auditing and regulatory issues, fairly important stuff, but I would certainly not want to be doing it, right? They chose to study accountancy, so they've got to live with it, right? And then myself and Jane, we're the non-accountants. Jane is very experienced in network marketing or referral marketing. She's from the UK, so she's been in South Africa for almost a decade now, but her experience is, again, very important to our business because even though we're an insurance company, our growth in the South African market is dependent on our ability to work in the network marketing space, and Jane brings a lot of that expertise to our team. And then myself, I've been working in advertising for over 20 years, advertising design, specifically in the digital side. I ran my own digital agency for 15 years, and I eventually left that business. I exited the business and joined the team here at DuePoint. So that's the senior team. We've obviously got our client service staff, we've got some admin staff, and the mandate, the focus of everybody that works at DuePoint is to support you guys. We want to see you successful. We want to see you profitable. We want to see you effective, because as a business, we can only be successful if the people that we depend on for growth are being effective. And so everything that we do is to support you. The technology that we've spent a fortune on is geared to support you in this endeavor. So know that you're never alone when you embark on this DuePoint journey. Very quickly, we discuss our circumstance. So I've been making this slide shorter and shorter and shorter. I've often been criticized. Rob, why do you spend so much time talking about the negative things? We know the pain that we're feeling. You don't have to tell us about the pain, right? The pain, you can see the 4-letter word. That's the pain a lot of us are feeling. Debt. Who likes a good couple of debit orders at the end of every month? Do you like a good couple of debit orders? Your phone beeping, telling you you've got 10 debit orders, 20 debit orders, and then a couple saying, oh, a couple of these debit orders bounced because now your money's finished, right? So as a whole, South Africa's been suffering. We look at our gross domestic product, which has halved in the last 8 years. So if we compare our country to a person, it's like me coming to you and halving your salary. That's what's happened to South Africa as a whole. We wonder why there's 10 million jobs, and even more are going to be shed in the next few months as mines decide they need to shed more jobs, as government decides they need to shed more jobs. And we find that South Africans are really struggling. We've got fairly high inflation. It's been sitting at about 6% average for the last 10 years. And people's salaries haven't been going up. Has your salary been going up 6% every year? No, no one's. No one's. It doesn't matter who you are. You could be earning 200,000 Rand a month. You could be earning 5,000 Rand a month. No one's salary's gone up. Your salary today is probably equivalent of what it was 10 years ago. All right? And so South Africans are suffering. The cost of living is growing faster than what our salaries are. It makes it worse when we think about retirement. Who's thought about their retirement? Or do you just put your head in the sand and try to forget about it? Because when retirement arrives, your salary ends. Income ends the day you get to 60, 65, right? And now you're faced with this decision, or not a decision, you're going to be faced with a decision, but you're faced with the reality that you certainly haven't done enough in the last 40 years of work. Because for you to just earn 5,000 Rand a month from a pension fund or a pension scheme, you need to have 1 million Rand in that pension fund just to earn 5,000 Rand a month, right? South Africans don't get there. We look at the statistics. Like 2% of the country get to retirement financially independent. The rest of us, we've got to work, we've got to depend on our family, our children, we've got to find other jobs. And so what this business is all about is about changing that circumstance, right? And that's why you're here. That's why I don't have to talk too much about it, because you know the pain. You're saying, Rob, why are you telling me I know this? This is why I'm here this morning in the cold. Came in the cold to DuePoint to hear something that's going to make something extra for me. So as a business, we saw the same opportunity. Constantia launched the DuePoint division just over 2 years ago. We call it the DuePoint system. We've got a couple of aspirations in mind for the people in this business. So you might be thinking, well, I'm just here for an extra paycheck, right? A second paycheck every month. But we want you to start thinking differently about wealth creation at the same time. So if I can pay you some extra money at the end of every month, I'm hoping at the same time I can start teaching you a little bit more about wealth creation so we don't make the same mistakes in the past, right? Knowledge is power. And one of the first aspirations that we have for people in this business is to get rid of their debt as quickly as possible. We get all the statistics from the FSB. It shows how many South Africans are indebted, what the average debt is. We get all these very negative statistics, and we know that the debt cycle is crippling. It even becomes generational. Do you know that? If you die with debt, that debt gets passed on to the next generation. The bank just phones someone different in the family. When you say, oh, sorry, well, Baba's dead, they say, okay, we'll talk to you. Where's our money? Right? And so, as a first aspiration, it's a very important aspiration to become debt-free as quickly as possible. It is so easy to earn extra money and just spend more. It's easy just to spend more. But it's actually quite a difficult thing to make a decision and go, no, I'm not going to spend more. Let me start paying my debt off faster. You don't have to take 20 years to pay a bond off. You don't have to take 5 years to pay the car off. You don't have to be in credit card debt all the time, right? You can get rid of that debt as quickly as possible. Because if you do that, what it does is it sets you up to start creating wealth. We create wealth through the ownership of investments and assets, right? You have to start owning things, not owing to people. You can't become wealthy if you owe other people money, right? So we get rid of the debt, then we start creating the wealth, and then ultimately, what we're really here for, and you might not know that, is that you just want to be happier. You're tired of your circumstance. You're tired of, who listens to 702? if you want to slit your wrists, you listen to 702 or Carte Blanche, and maybe some of the other radio stations, right? Because they talk about the economy and the politicians and this and that and the rand dollar, and it can just be overwhelming. And we are tired of it. I'm tired of my boss saying I can't have a raise because the economy is suffering. I can't have a raise because our industry is not doing well. I can't have a raise because the company is not doing well, right? We're tired of all of that. Ultimately, we need to aspire to these aspirations so that we can be happier. Not just us, our families too, right? So those are the aspirations we have in mind for people in this business. This is the kind of the way we talk in this business about wealth creation. This is what you're going to be learning as a DuePoint wealth engineer. How does this business work? Our guests here this morning, you have the opportunity to join DuePoint, the DuePoint system. What happens is you enter into a contract with us. Don't worry, it's only month to month. You can cancel that contract whenever you want. It's not a 12, 24-month, a 20-year contract. We sign you into a 20-year contract, you can't get out. It's a joke, people. I know it's cold. I know it's cold. Right? So you enter into contract with us at DuePoint, and we refer to you as wealth engineers, because that's what we do here. And as wealth engineers, you only have to do one thing at DuePoint, and that is go out and connect other people. That's all you have to do. Most simplest of things. Go speak to other people and say, there's a business called DuePoint. You can make extra money. Are you interested? Right? And if you're successful in that process, and our online platform is able to facilitate the sale of products to people that you refer to us, you get to create that second paycheck, additional income, right? But the nature of the income is recurring. Recurring income is very powerful. It is very powerful. There are some people that enjoy recurring income, and a lot of people that don't enjoy recurring income. For the majority of us, as salary earners, as employees, we generate something called active income. Now you would think, oh, active income sounds quite good, right? As opposed to recurring or passive income. Active income, you only get paid for the minutes that you work in a month. Right? Even if you do overtime, you probably don't get paid for it, right? But you have to earn as a salary earner, and even small business, you have to work for every cent that you earn. You never create an asset that pays out recurring income. I learned this in my business that I ran for 15 years. And my father's words rang true to me. He said to me when I was fairly young, he said, you know what, when you get out of school and you start working and doing whatever, make sure that you get into something that creates recurring income. He said, it's a business that pays out while you're sleeping. He says, there are ways that you can make money while you're sleeping. I don't know what on earth he was talking about. Right? I think I was too young. But when I started my own business, I realized what it was because I struggled to make money while I was sleeping. In our business, we were a digital agency. We had programmers, designers, salespeople working for us, admin staff, and we had to go find the work, do the work, and we only got invoiced. We only billed for the work. So we only earned money for the stuff we worked. My father's a gold miner. Same thing for him. He only gets paid for the gold that he pulls out the ground. Right? Not while he's sleeping. If he's sleeping, if all the miners are sleeping, no one's making money. When I was sleeping, I wasn't making money. I had to be in front of a computer doing work constantly. In this business, you can do work in June 2018 that pays you at the end of June, at the end of July, at the end of August. In a year's time, you could still be earning money from the work that you did in June. In 5 years' time, you could still be earning money for the work you did in June 2018. Because you create recurring income. It's something insurance companies do, right? So you get to enjoy that benefit. You get to harness the power of duplications, the ability to duplicate yourself. You don't have to rest solely on your effort to benefit in this business. You can go out and find other people that can help you and collaborate with you in building this business with you, right? And your income, your recurring income can go up tenfold because of that. Not 1 times, 10 times. Our business is flexi time. You can decide when you want to do the business. You can do it on cold days on a winter morning on Saturday. You can do it at midnight on a Friday. You can do it on Monday mornings, Tuesday mornings, Wednesday mornings. You can do it at lunchtime, during your lunch break at work. You can do it on Sundays. It doesn't matter. My warning is that don't only do it when you feel like doing it. If you make that mistake, you're treating a business that can change your life like a hobby. You're treating it like a New Year's resolution. And what happens with those? Those don't change your lives. Right? Keep yourself accountable to this business. Do it all the time. Keep yourself accountable. No startup capital. We've designed this business to be as low risk as possible. We don't have starter kits that you have to buy. We don't have boxes of product that you have to invest in. We don't have any of that stuff. It's a very low risk business to get involved in. At the same time, we don't care about your qualifications or experience. I don't care if you haven't finished school, you don't have a matric, or you don't have a degree, or you don't have work experience. It does not matter to me. What matters to me, what I'm more interested in, is work ethic. Work ethic is your belief around hard work, right? That's all that it requires in this business, because we've made the business so simple that anyone can do it. You get to build an asset. Now, this is an asset. This channel of distribution that you're going to be building here at DuePoint, it's treated as an asset that you have legal tender over. What does that mean, legal tender? It means you own it. It's treated as your asset. How many of us have got true assets? We've probably got more liabilities than we have assets, right? Yeah. This business will never be a liability to you. It will always be an asset, and you own it. It means you can sell it one day. Remember, I said you need 1 million rand in an investment to pay out yourself 5,000 rand a month. That's the question you're going to ask yourself when you get to retirement. How much have I saved? Because now you've got to live off that, right? Can anyone live off 5,000 rand a month? No? Not a single one of you? 5,000 rand a month, you can't live off it? No. You've all just admitted that you need more than 1 million rand by the time you get to retirement. Okay, 2 million rand. Can you live on 10,000 rand a month? No? Now you need more than 2 million rand in investment. Can you live off 15,000 rand a month? No. Huh? Now we're up to 3 million rand. You need 3 million rand by the time you get to retirement. Tell me you can live on 20,000 a month. I expect every single person in this room, when this presentation is finished, to start working immediately. Do you understand the problem we're in? Right? You should have this fire behind you, pushing you forward. But know that the effort and the time that you invest in this business is into an asset that you're building. You can sell this business one day. If it's producing 15,000 rand a month, that's equivalent of having 3 million rand in a bank account. That's valuable. This business will keep paying you beyond retirement. When you're 60, your boss is going to say, well, you're looking old, it's time for you to go. All right, 60, 65. This business won't retire you. You'll keep earning whatever recurring income you have into your 60s, into your 70s, into your 80s, into your 90s. When do you plan on dying? 120. You will keep earning to 120. And then when you die, that asset doesn't disappear into thin air. Hopefully you'll have a will, and the will will say, I cede my DuePoint business to my children or to my favorite child. And that recurring income will get passed on to the next generation. And you won't be one of those people that pass generational debt onto the next generation. You'll be one of those that pass wealth onto your children, right? And then they'll put your photo up on the mantelpiece and they'll love you. If you pass debt on, there's going to be no photo of you in the house, right? So I hope everyone's happy to be sacrificing time into building this asset. There's no selling involved at DuePoint. We actually contract you out of selling. You're not allowed to sell. You're not allowed to promote our products. But that's a wonderful thing. Who would like to sell insurance to their friends tomorrow? No. No? Who would like to sell investment products to their friends tomorrow? Not a great prospect to look forward to. All we're going to be doing as DuePoint Wealth Engineers is connecting people to opportunity. Because everybody in this country needs opportunity. It's the number one commodity in South Africa. Talk about business opportunity, people are like, I'm there, what do we do? And that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to go tell people, I heard you moaning, I've got a solution for you. Come listen to a presentation. I will tell them about the business, about the products, right? So I will do a lot of the work for you, and our systems will facilitate the sale of those products. At the same time, our products are financial in nature. Like I said, there's no boxes of products you need to take home today. Did anyone bring a bucky today? Who needs money real bad? You would have had to bring a bucky if we were selling products. You would have said, okay, load up 500 kilograms of milkshakes. I'm going to sell them tomorrow. Right? We don't have those issues around products. That's a huge benefit. Our products don't expire. They don't take up space. We don't have stock and distribution issues. We've got technology that takes care of all of the collections for our products and the distribution. But your success at DuePoint is dependent on your ability to connect people, to build a channel of distribution. So it looks like this. It begins with you, and today you become a wealth engineer. Right? You take out one of our products, you become a wealth engineer, and now you start to focus on connecting other people, building your channel of distribution. And in this example, you found 5 people that also want to become wealth engineers. Humble beginnings, right? Just 5 people. Look, even the one didn't do any work from that point. The lazy one, still sitting on the couch today. But the other 4 went out and started building their channels, in turn your channel. This is where the collaboration, the power duplication, the leverage takes place. Because their efforts translate into what you see on the screen in a couple of years' time. This could even happen in a few months. Right? We had one gentleman go from 0 to 1,000 products in his channel in 5 months. This is what can happen. The growth will go beyond your control. What you can control is, and this is very important, is the quality of people that you bring in when you build your first point. Those first people that you bring in are called your first point. You can bring in desperate people that don't have the resources to be wealth engineers, or you can bring in quality, effective people who have the resources to thrive. If you bring in the poor quality, desperate people with no airtime, no money, no smartphone, no nothing, they're going to become a burden to you. They will. You will get the please call me's. You will get me, I need airtime. You'll get them, I need a lift. I need help. I need this. Right? They will become burdens. This is an honest opinion, honest tip for you in building your channels. If you bring people that are effective, that behavior will filter into the rest of your business. Bad behavior filters and good behavior filters. Quality behavior filters, bad quality filters. You want to bring good quality in from the beginning because that'll build a strong, sustainable business. That's what you want. That's what we want. So that's what a channel of distribution looks like. My warning slide is that we are not a get-rich-quick scheme. The problem is everyone wants to get rich quickly. It's true. Everybody. I'm telling you right now, 98% of people look at anything and they go, I want it quickly. There's a very small percentage of people that appreciate how long and hard it takes to create true wealth. So my warning to you is we are not a get-rich-quick scheme. There is no such thing in life. There is no such thing as life. The get-rich-quick scheme is called a get-rich-quick scheme because it's a scheme and you lose your money in the end. Right? If you really want to build wealth, you can join this business and build it steadily over time. You can't do it any other way. The last Ponzi scheme that just crashed, connected to BTC Global, they were promising their clients 2% interest on money a day. You go tell anyone in the financial industry, they all laugh. Yet 28,000 people invested into that scheme. And where's their money now? Up in smoke. Some clever man in Europe took it. And he's gone. They can't find him. Right? We are not one of those schemes. We're a 70-year-old insurance business that's offering a true entrepreneurial opportunity to people that would otherwise not really have opportunity. At the same time, success doesn't come quickly, which I've touched on already. We often romanticize entrepreneurship. That's why we've got the picture here. You go to the ballet, you see the pretty ballerina with the pretty ballet pump on her foot, and you go, wow, they're so pretty, beautiful, they're dancing so nicely. If you take the ballet pump off, that's what that pretty ballerina's foot looks like. It's the same thing in trying to start your own business. It might look like this on the outside. A successful entrepreneur has got a nice car, they're wearing nice clothes. Even their dog is nice at the house, right? But if you strip all of that away, you will see someone that has worked blood, sweat, and tears and late nights, right? That is my warning to you. I want you to be realistic about this opportunity. Let's go over our financial products. We've got 3 financial products. They are all financial in nature and they have financial benefits. So our first product is called Access Wealth, and you're free to consider 1, 2, or 3 products. You can consider any product. You can take 2 of them. You can take 3 of them. This is a personal decision that you will individually make. Access Wealth is the first one. It's going to cost you 324 Rand every month. 100 Rand gets invested into a tax-free investment account that's in your name. It's just with Sanlam at the moment. There's no restriction or delay access period on this account. That means you can draw your funds out of this account at any stage. Once you have this account, you will see your balance reflected in your smart app in real time. Right? So you can see exactly what's happening. And then we actually give you 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover with this product. So if you have this investment, you're killed in a car accident, or shot in a robbery, or you fall off a ladder, if you die in any kind of accident, we pay out your beneficiaries 120,000 Rand. Right? And you still have the investment. So it's a great product. It's our investment product, Access Wealth. The second product is called Wealth Guard. Wealth Guard is going to cost you 249 Rand a month, and this is only insurance. So it's strictly personal accident cover. But this time you get 1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. So there's no investment, it's only personal accident cover. And it only covers you in the event through death through accident. Not for natural causes, not old age, not for illness. Right? You might be thinking, that's not a good product. It's only covering you in event of accidents. The beauty of this product is that it can cover anyone over the age of 18 without discrimination against your health or your age. We can offer this product to someone who's 70, who's diabetic. The premium's the same. And the amount of cover that person receives is the same. All right? So that's Wealth Guard, an insurance product. And then finally, Wealth Points. Wealth Points aims to save you money. It aims to reduce your cost of living every month. So it's going to cost you 299 Rand a month, and you get to enjoy the discounts that we've negotiated with the list of partners that you see over there. So we've got everything covered. We've got data, we've got groceries, we've got online retailers, we've got hair products, we've got gym, we've got health, we've got restaurants, we've got hotels. We even have car manufacturers. You see that at the bottom? Range Rover. Jaguar Land Rover Santon. Who wants to buy a Range Rover? I want to buy a Range Rover. Maybe not today. If you buy a Range Rover, you're going to get the best price in the country. If you buy data, instead of paying 100 Rand for a gig, you pay 36 Rand for a gig. If you go to ShopRite Checkers, which we go to buy groceries every single month, and they're getting ridiculously expensive, ShopRite Checkers will give you 2.5% off your trolley every single time you shop there. Right? So this is the Wealth Points program. If you're looking for immediate benefit, awesome product. If you have any questions around the products, come speak to me. Hopefully not too many questions. That's why we only spend 5 minutes on the products. Because the products can only save you so much money a month. The investment can only make you so much money a month. The business opportunity can make you 1,000 times more than what the products can make or save you. You understand? So what is our business model? Our business model explains how we're able to pay our wealth engineers, our people in the business, money, take them on holidays, buy them cars, all these things. Because we don't spend money on advertising. Traditional insurance companies spend a fortune on advertising. At DuePoint, you won't see a logo outside of this building. Did anyone see a billboard on their way here? Have you ever heard DuePoint ad on the radio, on TV? Never, right? Because we don't spend that money on advertising. We can take that money and give it to our wealth engineers for the work that they do in helping us grow our business. And we pay it to you in the form of our returns and our rewards program. So there's 2 ways to benefit as a wealth engineer. The returns program and the rewards program. The returns program is that extra paycheck at the end of every month. Wouldn't you love to have 2 paychecks? Wouldn't you love it when your second paycheck's more than your first paycheck? Whew, that would be a good day. Then I can tell my boss what I really think about him. So I don't care. I've got a second paycheck more than what you're paying me. Right? So this explains it. We pay 27.50 Rand for every product that you have in your channel. Remember the slide with all the dots, all the products, all the people on? Imagine being paid 27.50 Rand for every single product on that slide, not once, every month, over and over. That's the recurring income, right? So we pay 27.50 Rand for every product, but it depends on where that product is. So if it's on your first point, so these are the people that you introduced to DuePoint, they lie on your first point, you get paid 55 Rand, so double the 27.50 Rand. And when those people go out and build their channels, that product lies on your second point, right? The power of duplication. Because the second point's way bigger than the first point. And again, you get paid 55 Rand for every product on the second point every month. And then as your channel starts to grow and grow, you see the multiplier starts to drop the further the product gets away from you. All the way down to 0.8. Now your channel is 8 points wide, right? We don't stop you at that. That's why there's a little plus next to the 8. We will carry on paying out 4% of the 27.50 Rand in theory to infinity. There's no limit on how big your channel can get at DuePoint, and we don't limit you on how much money you can earn at DuePoint. The onus falls squarely on your shoulders, not on ours. The system is the same. The mechanics of the returns is straightforward. There's no year modes, there's no rubbish like that. It's straightforward so that you know what you're earning. So that's what it looks like. Obviously, the next question is, well, that's nice. How quickly can 55 Rand a month turn me into a millionaire? Right? Is that the question? Who thought this morning, I wonder if this business can make me into a millionaire? We established that everyone needs to become millionaires, unless you like living on 5,000 Rand a month when you're 60. Who wants to go look for jobs again when they're retired? No thanks, right? So what we did is we projected a 5-year plan. A 5-year plan to get to nearly 100,000 Rand a month in returning income. But it starts out at 0, right? So this growth model is premised on an assumption. It assumes in your first month you can bring 3 people into the business. Not 5, like the example showed, just 3. 3 in your first month, 3 in June. And then in July, you only have to bring in 2. August, another 2 people. And every month, you just keep bringing 2 new people into your business, right? We call it 3 plus 2. If you can do that after 6 months, you're going to be earning 2,500 Rand. Now, I'm sure there are bitterly disappointed people thinking 2,500 Rand. I'll never be a millionaire if we only go to 2,500 Rand after 6 months of work. But this business is an asset that keeps building up. You don't start from 0. In your salary, on the first day of the month, you start at 0. Every month, you start at 0. In this business, you don't. You build on to that channel. That channel should be getting bigger and bigger every single month. And after 6 months, 2,500 Rand, you can go spend that money. How long would 2,500 Rand last in your wallet? If I said to you today, it's your lucky day, I've put 2,500 Rand under everyone's seat this morning because we're feeling generous, how long is that money going to last? The moment you walk out the door, will it last before the weekend? Will it last before 5 o'clock tonight? Who wants to go party tonight? When you've got 2,500 Rand in your pocket, you're like, whoo, I'm ready for a party now, right? It doesn't last long because we make the mistake of looking at money and we give it face value. We give it spending value. We go, oh, 2,500 Rand, it can buy me this, it can buy me that. I can only buy this, I can only afford that. But if you're an investor, if you're someone who's focused on entrepreneurship and wealth creation, you don't look at 2,500 Rand like that. You look at 2,500 Rand and you realize that you can actually make more money out of the 2,500 Rand than the 2,500 Rand. And do you know where it starts? It starts with paying your debt off faster. Because paying debt off faster is the same thing as investing. Do you know that? Ask anybody. You go speak to the clever accountants. They'll tell you it's the same exercise, right? If you have debt, pay it off quickly. Because your debt's costing you 12, 15, 20%. Investments are only paying out 4, 5, 6, 7, 8%. Get rid of the debt. Here's an example of someone with a R1 million bond. They owe R1 million to the bank on property that they financed. At prime plus 2, so they work out how much you're going to pay back at prime plus whatever, right? So in this example, we say prime plus 2, it's going to cost you 11,500 Rand a month for 20 years to pay off just a R1 million house. So if you're 40, like me, and I get a bond today, I'm going to finish paying that house off in 20 years' time. 11,500 Rand every single month. That's pretty much a third of my life, right? But I joined DuePoint and I'm earning this little 2,500 Rand after 6 months. And I listened to Rob, and instead of spending the money, I decided to put it into the bond. I decided to pay my debt off a little bit faster. I only put now 2,500 Rand into 11,500 Rand bond. That's only 20% extra. What is the net effect? Rob said you can make that money more valuable than what it is. If you put 20% into your bond, you can reduce your bond term by nearly 50%. That doesn't make sense. That's called compounding interest. I think it was Einstein, he described it as one of the greatest forces that exist in the world is the compounding interest. And if you have debt, you're on the wrong side of compound interest. This exercise will save you nearly 1 million rand in payments to the bank, just by paying it off a little bit faster. At month 12, you're earning in excess of 100,000 rand a month. Who would like a 100,000 rand check every year before Christmas? Just before Christmas, come to DuePoint, we write out a 100,000 rand check. One with 5 zeros. And you get to take that home and cash it. You've got to look out for the cash heist people behind you when you go cash that check, right? That's within 12 months. Do you see how it escalated? Can I tell you a worrying statistic at DuePoint? Majority of people leave before that month. Month 3, they've given up. You keep going. After 24 months, you're nearly at 30,000 rand a month. 2 years from today, right? That's halfway to the next World Cup. 30,000 a month. That is life-changing, right? Doesn't matter how much money you're earning. At month 36, you're close to 50,000 rand a month. Let me give you a retirement plan. Who would like a quick retirement plan given to them right now? Yes? Yes. Okay. If you're around my age, sorry, you're not around my age. Around the age of 40, because that's the median, right? In the middle, 40 years old. After 30 months, I'm earning about 36,000 rand. I can very easily spend the money. A brand new Range Rover for 2 million rand, financed, would cost me about 36,000 rand a month. But that's just spending the money, right? And being on the wrong side of compound interest. If I do the boring thing, and I have a 5 million rand house, and I decide to put that money into my bond instead, that 36,000 rand, I'll pay that 5 million rand house off in less than 7 years, right? So by the age of 47, I paid that 5 million rand house off, and I decide to do it again, because Rob said, pay your debt off now, you can start investing. So I decide I'm going to invest in property, because property, you always hear, property is a good investment, right? Solid investment. So I decide to buy another house for 5 million rand. And 7 years after that, at the age of 54, I've paid that off. I only got 6 years left till retirement, right? So I decide to buy a third house, because I'm living in the one, I'm already renting out the other one, I buy a third one. And at the age of 61, I've paid that one off. I'm now ready to retire. I might not be ready to retire, but my boss is tired of me anyway. He kicks me out, right? I get no income from my day job. But I've got a house that I paid off 14 years ago. I've got another 2 5 million rand houses that I'm renting out for 60,000, 70,000 rand a month. And I'm earning from DuePoint, because DuePoint doesn't end. There's a retirement plan for you by the age of 61. 21 years from today, you have to make the decision today. Today, 21 years before you can enjoy those fruits of that boring decision of not taking the Range Rover, instead paying off your property. At month 48, nearly 70,000 a month. 5 years from today, you're closing in on 90,000 rand a month. That's in excess of 1 million rand a year. Now, throw that 100,000 rand check away and come to the office and get a check with a 1 and 6 zeros on every year just before Christmas. Think about it. I want your imaginations to run wild. Think about it. 1 million rand a year extra, 100,000 rand a month. Do you believe it? Oh, you all say yes like you sheep. I bet nobody believes it. To really believe it, because if you really believe it, you won't give up after 3 months. You won't. I wish I could climb into every single person's head and see what's going on right now, right? This is just an example. It's academic. It's theory. It's a growth model built up by an actuary in Excel. But we've got wealth engineers that are doing the business. So you can say to me, show me the real people. And we invite the real people up onto stage every single week. On Tuesday, we're inviting more people up onto stage. Right? So you can come watch them. Last month, we had Lynette Borden. She's a pensioner from Vanderbijl Park. 2 years in the business. The value of a channel sitting at 16,000 rand a month. We've already paid her nearly just over 100,000 rand in the last 2 years. So that's what she's earned from our business so far. She's only brought in 19 people into her business. She's got over 2,000 products in her channel already. There's a lot of value she still has to unlock in her channel. You come see Lynette in 2 years' time. I promise you she's going to be one of the biggest earners here at DuePoint. Because she has got a massive channel under her. She's not earning the full value of her channel yet. Here we got Siaboy. He's from KZN. He's been in the business for 15 months. The value of his channel sitting at nearly 10,000 Rand a month. He's only brought in 36 people. He's got 307 products in his channel. He's nearly earned 100,000 Rand in 2 years. In his flexi-time job, the job he does on the side, the job he does on the weekends, in the mornings, maybe at lunchtime during work. He's already bought a new car. I told him not to, but he bought a new car. Here's Patrick and Pumi. It's Pumi's birthday today. Happy birthday, Pumi. Pumi's been in the business, sure, the first week we launched the business she was in, Patrick and Pumi were both in together. They work together, collaborate like a good husband and wife. The value of their channel on average is sitting at nearly 33,000 Rand. That's if we average them out. They started at 0. If we average their earnings out, they're sitting at 33,000 a month, right? They brought in personally, look at the last line, they personally brought in 2 years, 234 people. Wow. That is working your bum off, right? Working your bum off. In April alone, you want to talk about leverage? They brought in 234, but you know what that's translated into? It's translated into 700 people joining their business in 1 month. In last month, April, 700 people joined their business in a single month. They only knew 10 of them. The rest of was just collaboration. People they brought in, bringing in other people. We've got thousands of people joining this business. Every single month, everyone is running a different race. Everyone's running a different race. Some have quit in the first month. Some have complained and made excuses and gone somewhere else in the second month. Some have persisted. Even Lynette, she said 2017, she didn't grow. She didn't earn any more money in 2017, but she refused to give up. And then 2018, her business started going up again. This business is not like this. Someone who tells you anything is like this, they're lying to you. They're trying to get something out of you. Business, life, everything in life. And if you give up when you go through the dip, you'll never get to the next rise. If you give up in the dip, you're never going to get to the next rise. You've got to weather the dips, right? Fortunately, this business can go like that, right? You get to decide what you want out of this business. If you aspire to R1 million a year, it's there. I don't say, no, you don't get to earn R1 million a year. I don't care. I only know about you when you land up on the top of my report. Then I say, look at this person. They're growing like wildfire. Let's phone them. Find out who they are, what they're doing, how business is going. Maybe they want to come speak at Tuttle Tuesday, share their experience. Each of you get to decide what you want out of this business. And we make joining very straightforward. Well, first you've got to make a decision. What is the decision that you get to make here? At the end of this presentation, what is the decision you're going to make? Not, do I want to be a wealth engineer? I don't care about that decision. People will say yes, they want to be. Some people say no, they don't want to. I'm not cared about the people that say no. The people that want to become wealth engineers, there's another decision that needs to be made. Not, I want R1 million. Everyone that says yes wants R1 million. There's another decision that I'm more interested in. I want to know when and how much you're going to do this business. I want to know whether you've decided how you can fit this business into your life. Because what I'm saying to you is I want to take your precious time from you, your family time, time watching sport. Oh, it's World Cup in the next 5 weeks. And we watch soccer every day. Do you put your life on hold to watch soccer every day? Right? I'm going to say to you, I want that time. That's the decision we need to make. Realistically, if you want to be successful. Joining is very easy. 7 minutes to become a wealth engineer. You go onto our website, fill out the application form, 7 minutes later you're a wealth engineer. It's a non-event. It has no bearing on your life, becoming a wealth engineer. But what you do after that is the most important thing. Read the code of conduct, right? So you don't make mistakes. You don't break our laws that we have. Complete the online training. There's a wealth of knowledge waiting for you at your fingertips. Go immerse yourself into it. Set goals for yourself. It's not, do I want R1 million? It's, do you want R1 million by 5 years? Do you want it in 10 years? Do you want the R1 million in 20 years? A goal has to have a deadline. Otherwise, you never push yourself. You just make excuses and justify why you don't reach the goal. Have the deadline. The only way you can prepare a plan is once you have a goal. And then the simple task of speaking to people. You see, they're already planning. In the presentation, they could not wait till afterwards. They're already planning. He's saying, when do you think I should become a millionaire? In 6 months. Oh no, that's a bit too soon. I got 12 months, right, 12 months there. The simple activity of speaking to people. We had a wonderful wealth engineer, very experienced wealth engineer, like 20, 25 years of experience in doing network marketing. He stood up on stage and he said, let me give you a tip. He says, this business is a wonderful, he's seen many businesses. He says, the business is wonderful because they make it so easy for us. He says, but unless you're speaking to someone every single day about DuePoint, you're dead. You're wasting your time. You have to be speaking to somebody, connecting someone to the business. That's the heart of DuePoint. That's the fundamental basic of this business. It's just speaking to people. And that's not difficult, is it? There are way more harder things. How about getting an accounting degree or an engineering degree? That's a little more difficult, right? And do you have a job when you finish doing the degree? No, you don't have a job when you finish the degree. Not in this economy. We've got merchandise for you. This is to empower you. For me, this is a picture of behavior and belief as a wealth engineer. It's not for us to make money at reception. When someone walks into a meeting and they've got a DuePoint diary, maybe a pen, they've got a pin on their lapel, they've got DuePoint business cards, they sit down, they say, I've got a business to talk to you about. And then I've got another person that comes into the room. He's got nothing. He's got a CNA notepad, no business cards, sits down and says, I've got a business to talk to you about. Who do you think I'm going to believe in more? The first one. Do you have belief in this business enough to invest a couple of R100 in the merchandise so that you look better, so that you can have a better result when you connect people? It's there for you. Get the business cards. They're on order. We can get them to you in 2 weeks. 500 beautifully manufactured business cards, personalized in your name. Join our Facebook page. We produce content every single day on Facebook. Every day we're pushing content out on Facebook. If you want to know what's happening in DuePoint on a daily basis, if you want to feel like you're sitting in Rob's and Brendan's office, join Facebook, because it's the same thing. YouTube, we've got 500 videos on there. Every time that camera turns on, which is 7 days a week and gets broadcast live to the entire country, your YouTube app will tell you when that's happening. Download the mobile app. So onto your Android and Apple devices, it'll tell you in real time what's happening in your channel. Who's paying, who's not paying, who's building, who's a superstar, who's not a superstar. All of that stuff gets told to you, right? Very important to have the mobile app on your phones. Our rewards program is the cherry on top. Remember right at the start of the presentation, I know it feels like a year ago already when we started the presentation, but remember I said there were 2 ways to benefit, the returns program and the rewards program. This is the rewards program. You see there's a palm tree in the background. This is the fun, the cherry on top at DuePoint. It's not the most important thing. The most important thing is the money. This is the fun, right? And we reward you for the success that you have at DuePoint. So it starts out like this. If you become a wealth engineer today, you will start out as a rank 0 wealth engineer. See, you're not on the slide. You've got nothing yet to show for it. But to get to rank 1 in the rewards program, you need 1,000 experience points and you need 4 products in your qualified channel. Experience points you earn from anything. You come to a presentation like this, you get experience points. You log into your app, you get XP. You bring people, you get XP. You do home presentation, you get XP. You get XP for tons of things, right? And as you start collecting XP and your channel grows, there are rewards. They start out very small, 55 Rand. But when you start growing with time, they get bigger. There's a 20,000 Rand and a 50,000 Rand check waiting for you. We give tools to our wealth engineers to help them build their channels, to make them more effective. At rank 7, you get these business cards that we spend 12,500 Rand on. If you walk into a meeting and there's 2 people, they're dressed the same, they both got DuePoint notebooks, they both got DuePoint pens, They both look presentable. One puts down the 600 Rand business card, and one puts down the 12,500 Rand business card, the one that goes gong, 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 gong on the table, and then blinds you because the light's shining off the gold. Who are you going to listen to when they talk more? The gold business card guy or girl, right? Guys, if you haven't noticed, business, I've been in advertising for a very long time. Business is about credibility and trust. Always. Always, always. No one makes a decision if they don't trust you. Never. Not even your wife or your children. Say to my kid, look, there's a spider on the wall. She looks at me. Because she knows I'm about to steal a sausage off her plate. Right? Nothing happens without trust. This helps build the picture of trust for people. At Rank 9, we take you and your family to our Rank 9 International Conference every single year for the rest of your life. Think about that for a second. At Rank 9, we take you and your family to our Rank 9 conference every single year for the rest of your life. It is business class flights every time, there and back. Even if your kids too, they're going to be sitting in business class while the poor people walk past to squash in the back. Have you ever walked business class? You see the little toddler sitting in the seat. You think, what a waste. Go sit in the back. Never. Your children will grow up only knowing business class. 7 days away, a 5-star luxury resort. Not 5-star, Tsoho-san 5-star. I hope they're not listening. Tier 1 5-star. The purpose of these holidays, you might be thinking, it's just a nice holiday for me and the family. The purpose of this holiday is to give you a taste of what it feels like being a millionaire. Not a rand millionaire, a dollar millionaire. It's a millionaire's holiday. We do it for 7 days. Rank 9 says to you, you are on your way there. You're on your way there. DuePoint won't be paying for those in 10 years, 20 years' time. We will be, but only for 7 days. In 10 years, 20 years' time, you can pay for your own business class trips. It's a taster of what's to come. So take a look so that you can immerse yourself a little more into the prospect of being a Rank 9 wealth engineer. That's the easy question. Did you see the question before it? What was the question before it? Are you willing to work for it? That was the question, right? One gentleman took 5 months to get there. Some wealth engineers took 12 months, some took 2 years. I'd say on average, if you're working consistently, it should take 2, 3, maybe 4 years to get to rank 9. At rank 11, we spend R250,000 on a brand new car and give it to our wealth engineers. No terms and conditions, no stickers on the side, no you've got to share it with another wealth engineer. We buy the car cash in your name and give it to you with a little bit of fanfare here at DuePoint. We're only at rank 11. The program goes up to rank 28. Who thinks they're rich when they get a car? Yes. When DuePoint's paying for the car you're driving around, do you think you're rich?
Yep. Yes.
No. I'm telling you, you haven't even started yet. You're only 2-3 years at DuePoint. I'm thinking about 20-30 years at DuePoint. We've mapped out up to rank 28, which will take 20-25 years to get to. What does life look like then? Don't settle at rank 11. So this is our rewards program. Remember, it's great, but not as important as the returns program. The money is always way more powerful than the holidays and the cars and the prizes, right? We've got Tell All Tuesday, like I said, on Tuesday. We've got some new wealth engineers coming up on stage. One of them shouting at me from the back. Mavuma, what did you want to say?
I say you must give a shout to Jack.
Jack in Mpumalanga.
He is living in Limpopo now.
Okay, so Jack is probably the one wealth engineer that's doing the most mileage out of any wealth engineer in the country. That man works night shift and then he does DuePoint in the day. So shout out to Jack, working extremely hard. He's been up on Tell All Tuesday a few times. Mavuma's coming up to share his experience with us on Tuesday, among 2 other ladies that are going to be joining us. So make sure, this is a very powerful intro presentation, because not me, you maybe don't trust me, but when other people that are doing the business come up onto stage and tell you their experience, and it's not all rosy. They don't say, oh, it's easy and it's great and we're just making money and it's going up every month. No, they share the real experience. It was tough. People let me down, but I'm earning an extra income regardless, right? And that's what's so powerful about Tell All Tuesday. Teamworks, which we're doing straight after this presentation. So at 11:30, we're going to start our Teamworks. What is a Teamworks meeting? A Teamworks is not really a meeting. It's a workshop where we get to talk to each other, right, in the meeting, in the workshop. But I'm going to discuss the fundamentals of this business. So as a new wealth engineer, or perhaps someone who's a bit disillusioned by DuePoint, it is a very powerful workshop to come sit in. Because what I do is I distill this business into a single thing that you have to focus on. And people don't realize it. We get distracted by so many things. We've got so many things in DuePoint, but you only have to be focusing on one thing. And we go over those things. We discuss the emotion that you have to experience as a DuePoint wealth engineer and how to allay that emotion so that you become more effective at building your business. So make sure that you come to the Teamworks. It's straight after this. Well, not straight after, but from 11:30. And it'll be on YouTube the rest of the weekend. So we'll have people tuning in, obviously, live. But if you want to go watch it later or you want to send it to some people after today, you're welcome to do it. The link is on YouTube. Okay, guys. What are we going to be doing? I'm hoping at the end. This is my hope always, right? My hope. Don't let me down, guys. Don't let me down. You can see I put my heart into this, right? Today is my 300th presentation. Same as Pumi's birthday. I made that number completely up. But it's around about there. You see, I'm taking lessons from Donald Trump. I'm making stuff up as I talk. That's around about there. But my hope is always that people see the opportunity not in the business, in themselves. I want you to see the opportunity in yourself, even if you don't see it yourself. I'm hoping the presentation sets your imagination on fire with the possibility. We are constantly discriminated against in the system. Think about it. Think about your job. Think about the economy. All the rubbish going on that distracts you, that prevents you from reaching your potential. This business doesn't do that. This business is equal opportunity for every single person, purely based on effort that you put into this business. Nothing else. You can't blame the business, right? We have this thing called the downward spiral. People come in, they start doing the business, they realize, becoming wealthy is quite difficult. They run into hardship, they stop doing the business, they go find another business. And the cycle repeats itself. Because the business isn't the problem. You are the problem, right? We need to realize the potential that we have. And you have to endure hardship. I imagine everyone's endured hardship in some way or another in this. So why not in the business? Why not endure hardship towards wealth? And that's the invitation. I invite you to join us in this business called DuePoint, right? It's World Cup. Picture DuePoint like a soccer field. I'm inviting you to run onto the soccer field, but you have to take the step over the line to run onto the field, and you have to start running and get tackled and maybe hurt. Don't fall down like a soccer player, like a ballerina. If you fall down, you get back up again. I'm inviting you to make 2018 a year that you will remember forever, that your children will remember forever. That's when it started. That's when we got out of the cycle. If you have any questions, come speak to me. I hope that this business empowers you this weekend already, today already. I hope you're excited to connect other people to this opportunity. So go do it. Come speak to me if you have any questions. I'll see everyone else at Teamworks afterwards. Okay, good luck.